me and my ex-wife Patrice went to David Hero's wedding. In Port Dave, the same shit happened to him. Similar shit happened to him that happened to me where the fucking marriage just kaplooey. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But he raised his boy, and his boy is doing well. So we're at the wedding, and my ex-wife, we're sitting at a table. I forget what the fuck who. Maybe Matt Longtime was there? I don't remember. Somebody was there. And she's elbowing me. She's going, that's Screech, sitting next to me, And I was like, man, don't say that shit. Like, you know how people steal my Randisms?
Oh, yeah.
So I'm in public. If I see Dustin Diamond, if I see a guy that looks at him, I'll go, Screech, double talk. It's like code. The guy, if he was listening to me, could probably figure out what I was saying, So she's trying to pull the Randism on me, and I'm going, man, motherfucker, now's not the time. Don't say that shit. The guy might be sensitive. If he hears you, just stop. And then she goes, Randy, I'm not being an asshole. That's Screech. And I go, motherfucker, I didn't know that. After we'd already talked, Nice guy, Justin. A nice kid. And the reason they sat him next to me was he wanted to get into the wrestling industry, And we just had a real nice time. And I felt bad for him because people are so fucking rude. And people are so fucking forward. And it's not David's friends and family, it's just people in general. I mean, I'm watching these fucking people. Can you leave? Hey, can we call my friend? They're not going to believe I'm with you. You know what I mean? The fucking guy couldn't even eat, man. You know what I mean? And they're not treating him like they would treat the good-looking cocksucker from Saved by the Bell. They're treating him like in real life this motherfucker Screech. Now, guarantee you, every one of you motherfuckers, when you were his age, during the making of that program, when we were his age, we were skinny, dorky, awkward motherfuckers. There's nothing wrong with the guy. You know what I mean? His voice hadn't changed yet. What the fuck? He must have been real young, because when he died, it says 44.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised about that. I would have
See what I'm saying?
Older.
He must have started that program. He was like, hey, man, let's get an 8-year-old to play a 14-year-old. See what I'm saying? So anyway, nice fucking guy. And I didn't treat him like that. And eventually I was just like, hey, this guy and I are speaking. Can you fucking hit him up later? How rude are you? You know what I mean? And, oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I didn't think of that. You know what I mean? So he told me that he went down. He actually worked for Lawler in Memphis.
Huh.
Yeah.
No shit.
And they brought him in for something, and what they were thinking, though, and it wasn't Lawler. People had, the thing with Memphis TV, Memphis wrestling, oh my God, I mean, dude, there was 1 or 2 times, 3 times maybe, where they had the television on down there with, I think it was the NBC or CBS affiliate, I want to say NBC, where they brought it back, and I mean, the ratings were insane. In that local market, it was a station or network that carried NFL games, and the Saturday morning wrestling that was off for a while and then came back was getting higher ratings than their fucking Monday Night Football or their NFL games, you know? But there was nobody around, which I've talked before, to capitalize that and run house shows, etc., to run tapings outside the studio. There's no money in tapings in the studio. You don't sell admission to tapings in the studio. You know what I mean? So anyway, it was that old-timey shit where somebody else was booking. Lawler, it's good for him to appear on that TV because that's where he lives. He's always had other business interests down there, and let's face it, he's the king of Memphis. You know what I mean? He really is, you know? He's probably, in the history of whatever the fuck, in the history of Memphis, he's probably only second to Elvis Presley. You know what I mean? Hence the king. And that is the truth. Elvis Presley used to go to the Mid-South Coliseum in disguise to see Jerry the King Lawler on Monday nights. That's the truth.
Yeah. And what a nod that is to Lawler.
Yeah, so I mean, that just gives you an example that I wish we could recreate, but I wish people who call themselves wrestlers or indie wrestling understood the magnitude of that fucking television, you know? So the thing is, though, whoever was booking it, and there's no booking, you know, there's no wrestlers involved, it's marks. What I mean by marks is, and I will never call a respectable fan a mark. Your indie idiots and your indie clingers on are the marks today. You know, they didn't tell this guy nothing about nothing, and then just put him out there in front of a TV, so it never really got over. You know, and he's like, I think that it might be onto something because the way and he's a smart kid, the way that people responded to me, I honestly think I could do something in wrestling. Would you train me? You know, and I was like, you know what, I would. That's a great idea. Well, how much? Well, here we go. Now, am I going to hit him up for a training fee? You know, and this is going back 20 years ago.
If it was the 90s, it would have been, 20, 25 years ago.
Yeah, between 20 and 25 years ago. This is what I usually charge, but I don't want to do that with you because I'd rather have barter, brother. We do this shit on Sundays, a perfect day for you because nobody shows up, me and one or two other guys. You get a crash course that way too. And what I'd rather have is trade. You know, I don't know, appearances, shit like that. And this is before anybody knew that he'd settled in Milwaukee. And I think he settled in Milwaukee for a girl or a relationship or somebody he eventually married, you know. Well, that's when the weirdness came in, is like these hangers-on around David Hero got in his head about me. And, don't do that, go work with this guy, go work with that guy, go work with the other guy. Well, Dustin Diamond sees these fucking jamokes and goes, Jesus Christ, I don't want to be involved in that industry. You know what I'm saying?